out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. He will wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Govinda Hari, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and feel the sweetness of his praise. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Hari Bol. Every day the sun will rise, every day the sun walks up. Hey, Hare Krishna, everybody. Andromeda. Sachi, all right. Welcome. We'll do a little japa session. Play with Krishna. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna. Okay, let's do some japa here. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Oh, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hey, Aman, Bhaktitam. Hare Krishna, all glories to the assembled devotees. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Oh, my Lord Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Fernando, welcome. Thanks for coming. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Oh, my Lord Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Krishna. Oh, Krishna. Ah. Ah. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari Krishna Hare Krishna. Welcome there, Amanda Tijani. Hope I'm saying it right. Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Rama Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Rama Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Rama Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gora Bhaktavinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gora Bhaktavinda Sri Advaita Nityananda Gora Chandra Sri Advaita Nityananda Gora Chandra Gora Krishna Radha Radha Rani Radha Rani, Radha Rani, Radha Rani, Radha Rani, Radha Rani, Krishna, 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 Krishna. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Okay, let's see here. Sri Chaitanya Shikshamrita by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. First shower, the first rainfall of nectar. Within this world, there are countless philosophies which, although attempting to reach the truth, are all incomplete and mutually contradictory because their origin is in bewilderment. Wow, that's deep, man. See, their origin is in bewilderment. What does he mean by that? See, in other words, if you speculate, and you're not like Bhagavad Gita 10:10. To those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy, I give them the understanding. You get the revelation. See, I give them real transcendental knowledge. See, so you have to awaken that devotion. See, so that is the origin of the truth, comes by that revelation. See, but that's why you got to connect with the parampara system. Where you get that knowledge that comes from revelation from the bona fide spiritual master. See, so that origin is true. See, that devotee is realized, but this is very rare nowadays. Very rare to find a realized soul like that. So, because the origin of the Vedas is Krishna. See, the Krishna, Lord Chaitanya taught this. He said that the Srimad Bhagavatam and all actual devotional literature is written by real devotees who have real bhakti, real revelation. See, that's the book incarnation of God. See, it's a word, the book of words, right? It's the book incarnation word. In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God. See, so that word is in the book, right? Now, there's one problem: is the Vedas are there. That's why. If you're not realized soul and you transmit this knowledge without realizing it, without having this intimate, close, transcendental relationship with God, you're going to speculate. So that's bewilderment. Speculation is still bewilderment. That's not there. You cannot ascertain, you cannot taste transcendental metals by speculation. That's why the Lord had to come here and the devotees had to come here and show this path of taste, the awakened taste for God's word. See, and the revelations that come from that. See, then the origin is Krishna. Otherwise, it's in bewilderment. This is the problem on the Vaidhi path. The gurus I've met, they're all speculating, every one of them. I haven't met one that their origin of the truth is by tasting the awakened taste for transcendental mellows of these words and these mantras chanting. And so they don't know that. So but that's why the devotees do not progress unless they get shiksha from a realized devotee. They stay as Vaidhi Bhaktas. And so we got Vaidhi Bhaktas who admit they're Vaidhi, they follow the path of Vaidhis. And then we got Vaidhi Bhaktas who claim to be Raganugas, or maybe even claim to be spontaneous devotees. But it's all in their imaginations and their heads and their speculations. We get some people here like that too. We have to take them through purification so they can ascertain things by implanting this Bhakti Lata Bij. This Bhakti Lata Bij is basically the attachment to the name of God as it is. Okay? The name and the words of God as they are, not as you speculate them to be. Okay? That's why you got to follow the process. You have a bona fide spiritual master. See, and you hear from them and you get purified to the point where you have faith in that guru and their word. You have faith in the path that they teach. Okay? And then the awakening comes, the real awakening, the deep awakening. Krishna awakens in you. See, now that's why we teach you got to feed the baby. Krishna as a baby awakens in you, and then it needs to be protected by sadhu sangha. Okay? And you got to continually nourish that baby. So some devotees are awakened already. Here you got examples. Some are not quite awakened, really. They're getting some rays here, and then they're still getting purified of their speculations and things. Yeah. See, the origin is in bewilderment. So the Vedas, that's why the Vedas are not bewildered words. They're words of realized souls. That's why it's called the book Bhagavat, and you need the devotee Bhagavat, the living, realized devotee who's realized these words by revelation, by taste. You need that. Otherwise, you won't get the desired result quickly. It'll be a many lifetime path, like Narayan Raj promised his disciples. Oh, yes, prema very high. You got to follow this process and all of this. And it was not really the process Lord Chaitanya taught. He didn't. Lord Chaitanya taught the path of mercy and not sadhana siddha. Siddha by mercy. See, getting the mercy of a real devotee who has the strength to awaken bhakti in people. See, when you get committed and dedicated to that path, and you see that all other paths but that one are situated in bewilderment, then that's called faith. But many people, they're still working on finding a bona fide guru. They're very rare nowadays. You're lucky to have one who's preaching. So you just got to figure out, is that here? All these philosophies find their perfection in Krishna, bhakti, devotion to Sri Krishna. I begin this book, Sri Chaitanya Shikshamrita, by offering my respects to Sri Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the bestower of Krishna Bhakti. That's why you see these devotees, they kind of hide the path a little bit until you can get shiksha, the proper shiksha. See, Lord Chaitanya gives Krishna Bhakti, right? All glories to Lord Chaitanya who gives Krishna Bhakti. And a lot of people are going directly to Lord Chaitanya to get Krishna Bhakti. Well, not really. They don't even usually know that that's the goal, is Krishna Bhakti. Devotion to Krishna is the life's ultimate goal. Or they go to gurus who are not Krishna Bhaktas. They haven't attained Krishna Bhakti. So they're not really Krishna Bhaktas yet until you attain Krishna Bhakti. So you go to these gurus who are not realizing that, and the gurus themselves are caught in the putana obstacles because they're imitating the residents who have Krishna. Okay? Go see, they speculate, and it's bewilderment still. That's why you got to hear from a devotee Bhagavat. Yeah, you got to get this. Comes through Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya, when you're ready, he appears as the spiritual master or a devotee. Chapter 1, Adi Lila. See? So he bestows Krishna Bhakti through his real intimate associate. Again, you have to figure out where that intimate associate is. But actually, you won't know until you come and you hear, and then you find the intimate associate in your purification that you went through. And then you say, yeah, that's true. I can relate to that. Yes, that's how I feel. Or you're still trying to overcome doubt, become convinced. See, all these philosophies find their perfection in Krishna Bhakti, devotion to Krishna. Why? See, because if you come to the real path, see, the real path, its origin is not bewilderment. It's in the vision of the revealed scriptures spoken and taught by a real devotee Bhagavat. See, now you will realize, oh, everything is perfect by being in the Lord, in the Word, when the Word is living inside you. Like Bhagavad Gita says, all the world, everything, all the world is inside me, but I'm not inside it. See? He's inside his devotee. See? Because they have Krishna Bhakti. See? You gotta find the real devotee has Krishna Bhakti and get it through them. See, that's how the Lord distributes this when he disappears, through his real intimate associates, if they're doing it. Bhakti Vinod, you see, he's realized these things. But he didn't. He preached it in the book, getting it ready for a future time to be preached. Because even now, most people don't understand this preaching. Using the doorway leads to more contact than looking through the window glass. Yeah, because it leads to the experience of the kingdom of God. You got to go through the door. The door is faith, and if you have equal faith in Guru and in Krishna. See, a lot of people have faith in Krishna, and they have faith in Prabhupada, but they don't really know Prabhupada. They don't know his heart. They may have faith in Prabhupada too, because everybody says he was self-realized and all that stuff. But they don't have faith because of relationship, feeling part of the family, the divine family. See, so when you find a bona fide guru, then the Lord, when you develop faith in this path and dedication in this path, and then the Lord begins to trust you, he begins to awaken in you in this kind of association, which is very rare, by the way. And then you find, all perfection is in Lord Chaitanya. Because now you understand things as they are in proper perspective. You could see the defects in the various paths because their origin is in bewilderment, more or less. Even in Vaishnavism, it's still on the level of religion because they speculate. They have material motives. Many of the leaders, most of the leaders have material motives for doing what they do. They're mixed devotees. See, they don't really represent the real disciplic line. The real line is representing the real teachings and shiksha of Lord Chaitanya, which is, it's a mercy path. It's the path of mercy. When you have a real devotee, a real associate of Lord Chaitanya, and they get the word, okay, distribute, now go into distribution. Distribute this Krishna Bhakti. So they'll teach you all the ins and outs and all the intricacies and details that you need to quickly get purified. Quickly. Not many lifetimes. This lifetime. Why not? Yeah. I'm noticing some devotees may spend most of their life here developing faith in this path. If you do that, if you come to the end of your life and you're like Thomas the Doubter, and you finally say, I believe now. I believe I have a real spiritual master who is bringing the kingdom of Vrindavan to the world and to me. If you go to your end of the whole life, then now it's a success, because now you develop faith in a real devotee, which is not easy. Well, it can be easy. It's easy for some, but not for everybody. See, because of the force of the Maya, the force of the pressure. See, the force of the pressure of Maya is been pushing on the souls, on your soul for lifetimes, cheating you. And then so people lose trust in the real path. Or they're faithful. A lot of people are becoming faithful, but they have they're not, they have faith in the wrong leader. Maybe it's the right leader for their level, but if you're looking at things like a connoisseur, like a fine, like the ultimate standard, until you meet real guru is like the book. They're because the Lord, the love of God is in them, or the Lord is living inside them. They are just naturally these verses. They're natural, these verses. It's not about material perfection. That's a lie. It's about spiritual perfection of the Lord living inside you very closely. And then when you speak, he speaks. And when he speaks, you're speaking. This is this intimate relationship. It's amazing, actually. So, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the bestower of Krishna Bhakti. So he bestows it through the head of the parampara, and that's been activated. In 1996, I got the order from Prabhupada in the lucid dream. Okay, this has my full approval. What we're doing, teaching Chaitanya Lila like this, and the real Shikshamrita, these real teachings of Lord Chaitanya. No, not these other things that you've been hearing. You Narayan Naraj devotees, you've been hearing these things, but they're not really the real message of Lord Chaitanya. That message is coming now. Lord Chaitanya gives the gift of ecstatic devotion now, but of course you got to get purified, because there's things and veils in the way because of insincerity or being contaminated by gurus who haven't realized Krishna, and they've been preaching to you the paths that are different than what Lord Chaitanya taught. That's our situation now. In ISKCON, in all of the Vaishnava groups, there's some speculation there, because I haven't met a real associate in any of these groups. They all say they are, and their disciples say they are, but they can't prove it by chanting the holy name in great ecstatic devotion. That's the devotees that you get this from. And they're not conclusive. Even they may claim, well, we don't show and everything, but what they say is not really clear and conclusive that the kind of conclusiveness that a devotee who has worshipped the Lord in ecstasy for a long time and been purified and matured. We have a high standard here, believe it or not, man. It's super high, man. This standard will humble the Narayan Raj group. They're very proud of their Vaishnavism. They think they've got the highest thing, but they haven't attained love of Krishna. Now that's the high standard. There are three objects in this universe: matter, conscious entities, and the Lord. Matter is that substance without volition. For example, earth, rock, water, fire, air, ether, house, forest, grain, cloth, or a body. So men, animals, and insects and reptiles are living entities, since they have the power to discern and desire. Of these, man has the greatest power of discernment. For this reason, some people call man the master of all living and non-living entities. Yeah, so see, matter is that substance without volition. It doesn't move. See, the body doesn't move. It's the life that moves it. But what life is moving our bodies? Well, when you're a mundane person or just a human being, right? St. Paul called it the natural man. Yeah. Then the three modes of nature are moving your body. See, your desire body, your desire for whatever it is gives you motive and motivation. See, motive and motion, locomotion. See, when you're a mundane person, you're basically got locomotion, the modes of nature. Makes you loco. That's why when you're loco and you see an ecstatic devotee tasting transcendental metals, you project your craziness on them. You say they're loco, they're mad, but they're the sanest persons in the world. Yeah. The true sanity is loving Krishna in the highest form of ecstasy. That's the highest level of sanity. And so when devotees preach in apparent external consciousness and talk to you very reasonable, very logical, very clear, very convincing, you start to understand these things. They're like, wow, man, God, I thought this guy was local. See, that's why you need to hear, you need to see the ecstatic state of devotees with this raging ecstasy, and also hear from them what they've ascertained through that devotional worship like that. That's the real path. See, so people have their volition normally under the modes of nature. The mode of passion, mode of goodness, the mode of ignorance is inspiring them to move, inspiring them to move the body towards their objects of desire. Is that the way the devotee acts? No, well, if a devotee is different. A devotee doesn't, it's not the modes of nature that causes them to act. It's the engagement in the loving service of the Lord that is the cause of their activities. See, their eagerness to engage in the service of the Lord. And you'll notice practically it's like, yeah, as you get taste, then you become more enthusiastic to chant and to taste and to relish deeper and deeper and deeper. See, that's the Lord giving you that enthusiasm for engagement in the loving service of the Lord, or service to the Lord with attachment, transcendental attachment. That's why you got to get it through the devotees through the devotees who worship the Lord with deep, ecstatic devotion, transcendental, deep, ecstatic attachment. See, and then that begins to motivate you. See, then you become motivated by this transcendental relationship and communion with God. It gives you the urge to speak about it, to share it with people, because now that's your wealth. See? That's your treasure. See? You store this in the spiritual world. See, and then you become a storehouse for this, for others. See, a storehouse for love of Krishna, for the service of Krishna, the loving service of Krishna, the enthusiastic service of Krishna. See, Lord Chaitanya taught about this. When you get a taste for the holy name, you become very eager to engage in this service, tasting this holy name. It's the Lord who wants to taste the name, and you become one with the Lord's desire. You become like the Lord in that sense. The Lord likes to taste his holy names and the names of his devotees, and you inherit that. See, and then that's what people see. They say, boy, this person really likes chanting. This person really likes chanting God's name. It's because the Lord has bestowed this on you, because it's the Lord. You're engaging in his service, making him happy. And you're a devotee now. Now you know what the residents of Vrindavan, how they think. They think, oh, my Lord, it's your happiness that makes us happy. They mean that literally. They taste the happiness of Krishna. You know? And when you see devotees, it's like seeing the Lord. That's what Jesus meant. When you see me, you see the Father. You see the Father's happiness and a devotee chanting in ecstasy. Krishna's happiness. He gives us that happiness too. See, we get the happiness of God. It's fantastic, man. This is the greatest treasure and wealth. You get the consciousness of God. You start to think like the Lord thinks, because he reveals these things to you. You start to feel like the Lord feels, because he reveals this to you. See, and this is above the modes of nature. See? That's why you got to be first under the guru, under the guidance of the guru, real spiritual master, who is distributing this. Yeah. There's no fault in going to a guru who's distributing this. That's called spiritual greed. Some people think, oh, I might betray Acharya Dev or Narayan Raj or Anantadas Babaji if I come to Gaur Haridas. That will be a betrayal. Oh, your greed's not strong enough. You're inconclusive. You don't understand the Bhagavatam as it is. Bali Maharaj gave up his guru like giving up stool. Yeah, just like giving up stool. Because he was instructed like this, the confidential, by Prahlad Maharaj, his grandfather, instructed him on these points, these subtle points. Bali Maharaj saw, look at this, my guru is adverse to Vamanadev, who is a manifestation of Shuddha Bhakti. And his guru is telling him, don't go to Vamanadev, don't go to Vamanadev. If you break my order, I'll take away all your riches and wealth that you got from my grace, from his grace. You got a lot of material boons and material power to take over the universe. See? But he didn't get the power to take over Krishna, to control Krishna. Only bhakti controls Krishna. So Prahlad instructed him, like I'm instructing the people out here, or basically me and my Lord are. He gives me these realizations, and you can check them. It's all in the book. You can see this line of thought, this line of acting. That's why I say when you come here, you need this teaching, because this gives you a new paradigm to shift into. And it's all Bhagavatam based. You know, you can't, nobody can fault you for leaving Narayan Raj or a Radhakund Babaji or Acharya Dev or Radhanath to come here, because the Bhagavatam ordains it. You could, after you hear this lecture, this is your freedom. This is the word of truth that cuts you free from illusion. See, your gurus can't teach you that. None of those gurus could teach you that, because they're still not under the pretense of imitating residents of Vrindavan without proving that. See, but this word, if you come and you listen deeply and get purified, you'll see, wow, this guy's preaching me the formula and method to be free of all obstacles. Even the putana obstacle. Putana is a person, is a guru imitating a Gaudiya Vaishnava, mercy-filled devotee who is filled with the mercy of love of God. See? That's a putana. And if they're a putana is not a real resident of Vrindavan. They don't have the feelings. They don't have the transcendental feelings. They don't have the conclusiveness that comes from those feelings. It's so pure, so wonderful. Therefore, they can't ascertain these subtle, deep, esoteric, confidential truths. See, but if you come here, you can get purified by hearing attentively, and then you'll be able to act appropriately and please Krishna. You see, when Bali Maharaj left his spiritual master, because the order of his spiritual master was against Shuddha Bhakti, he said, oh, my guru doesn't understand the glory of Vamanadev. There's no fault in him leaving. Matter of fact, by him going and rejecting the order of his guru, which was adverse to the transcendental path and the transcendental devotee, Vamanadev, he passed the terrible test, and the demigod showered flowers on him. See, he passed the test. That's the test. See, the Vrindavan test is, will you give up all lies, all speculations to attain the real Vrindavan? See, that's the devotee. See, it's not by renunciation that Narayan Raj taught and the ISKCON teaches. It's not by austerity that all of those groups, even the Radhakund Bhavi, they teach by austerity and renunciation that you're going to attain Krishna. They teach by regulative devotional service, even though they say we're Raganuga Bhaktas. See, and the Lord says, the verse says, the truth says, it's not by any of that you attain devotion to Krishna. No, that devotion is attained through the devotees who chant the holy names with great ecstatic devotion. Show me one person. How everybody's believing in all this bluffing going on in the world. Yeah, you're believing, well, they say they got this devotion. Well, the real path will not be revealed until devotees do what Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda and their real followers did. They relished bhakti and showed the public this glorious role model and said, oh, you can also have this. Yeah, come into the association, our association, and by association and by hearing from us and hearing these revelations and realizations and surrendering to this path as we're surrendered to this path, you can also be like this. It's through those devotees. That's the essence of the truth. They don't teach you that because they're not one of those devotees. Charidev isn't one of those devotees. Narayan Raj wasn't one of those devotees. Ananta Das Babaji wasn't one of those devotees. I never seen him in the ecstasy of Lord Chaitanya or Nityananda, that intense devotional ecstasy they brought to the planet. But I see even my disciples, some of them are in this intense devotional ecstasy. So this is more real than anything I seen preached in Vaishnavism. I just seen a lot of shuck and jive, a lot of baloney, man, a lot of lies, a lot of cheating. Yeah, of course, everybody wants to be a Vrindavan resident, right? But they don't want to follow the path. That's why I tell you, Bhakti-time, you wanna be a Vrindavan resident? It looks really good. Well, you listen up really good to the point when you understand this path, and you're through the doubts, because with all doubts that you got, you know, that's not real. This thing of being in Vrindavan and then renouncing the world. No, no. Just come to the point of being committed to the real Guru, surrender to the real Guru's preaching and truth. Then automatically you become qualified to understand all these things. Remember what Krishna said to Arjuna? Arjuna, because you're my devotee. See, you got to be a devotee, a real disciple, sold out. And when you really are, it'll come out of your mouth, Tom, like it comes out of these devotees' mouths, who are real devotees and disciples of their guru here. Learn from the witnesses. Anybody who glorifies their guru sincerely and deeply, they're the ones, they got realization. That's the foundation to enter Vrindavan. Because Arjuna, because you're my disciple, you got to be disciple. Arjuna, his guru was Krishna. He even said, you're my spiritual master. Okay? That's the path. That's the foundation. Until you have that, you have no foundation. Your understanding is in bewilderment still. That goes for everybody, Tom. I'm not singling you out. I'm just pointing that. That goes for everybody. That's being a real devotee. Even Jesus taught that. To be, if the Lord sends you a real guru, man, a real follower, a real intimate associate of his, a beloved son in whom he's real well pleased, and you listen to them and you stand up for their name, you can't do it artificially. It comes from purification, man, because the whole world doesn't like such a devotee, because that's the test, you know. If you have a real guru in this world, they do what they did to Jesus. They didn't like him to be preaching like he did, these powerful words, these powerful light of his words. They didn't like that. Lord Chaitanya, they railroaded him out of town in Navadvip. He left because people were getting so riled up. That's how you know a real devotee. They preach uncompromising the truth. They manifest it. A lot of people, they think, oh, everybody liked Nityananda. Bullshit, man. A lot of people hated Nityananda, especially Brahmins, especially the religionists. They hated him. He was uncontrollable. See, Brahmins want to control. They're the earthly gods. Remember the cowherd boys? They said, oh, you Brahmins, you earthly gods. That's what they are. You're gods of the earth, man. Rulers of the earth, the demigods, do austerities and stuff like this, or they follow the rules and regulations. They're in control. They won't. Even Indra didn't like Krishna, and his followers were out of his control and grasp. They were not under his jurisdiction. He didn't like it. He wanted to fight. The real devotees are not under the jurisdiction of the demigods, the demons, the Brahmins, anybody. These sannyasis who are into controlling everything, these gurus who haven't realized ecstatic devotion. The devotee is free. And not only are they free, they can free you if you believe in their preaching. That's why it's tense. Why you think it's surprising? You see what temple they'll allow Gaura Hari Das to preach in. That shows you how adverse they are to the absolute truth, to the truth we preach here, huh? And I still preach. I'm not an ass kisser, I'm an ass kicker, right? Because I got the power of the Lord helping. He's the helper, right? Counselor. He says, kick ass, we kick ass. Never says kiss ass. He doesn't like that smell there, kissing ass. That's for religionists, motivated religionists. Hey, like Jesus said, they're going to throw you out of the synagogues if you stand up for my name. They're gonna spit on you. They're gonna do all these things. That's when you got a real devotee here preaching the real deep truth. And now we got Lord Chaitanya's teaching. It's like that. They spit on the real devotees here. They call them demons and liars and cheaters. That's because that's demoniac. They're just projecting their own bullshit on people. That's how it is. Do we stop preaching? No, of course not. No, that just gets you more fired up when you're in knowledge. See, that's what Jesus said. He says, hey, when they do that to you, rejoice. Your reward in the kingdom of heaven is very great. Heaven, I'm not interested in heaven. Spiritual world. I don't have to wait, man. The reward is immediate, man. I just love kicking ass, man. When you start kissing Krishna, you start kicking ass. That's why it's very interesting how that works. You start kissing the Lord transcendentally by chanting his name very intimately. It's like kissing the Lord, the Lord's transcendental form. And you start ass kicking too sometimes, So the whole thing is on all this preaching basically is to convince people they got the real deal here. Because if you become convinced now you can do something to the parampara. Now you can stand up for the truth. See? Otherwise, without that foundation of Guru Tattva and acting accordingly, you cannot enter deeper into this. That's why Jesus said, I'm the door. The real spiritual master, when they're manifest in this world to deliver the real devotees, that's how it shows up. You have to have your foundation on faith in a bona fide spiritual master and their teachings. And then you'll hear their words are like nectar. Just like Arjuna says, your words are like nectar. My ears are like tongues. That's faith. Now, automatically you become qualified to understand this transcendental science. And when the devotees, or yourself included, you start to read these more confidential verses, you become attracted and awakened, and awakens Krishna in you. And then actually, first you have that awakening, that very deep awakening, because Krishna says, oh, I can trust this devotee now. He's faithful in my real representative in the world. He's not going to be deviated by sadgurus, or mujis, all this stuff. Any comments? Let us know. Right in the thing. The Lord is the creator of all living and non-living entities. Since he does not have a material body, we cannot see him. See, he doesn't have a material body, we cannot see them. But Lord Brahma taught in Bhagavatam, you need to see the Lord through your ears, but you have to have transcendental attachment awakened. You need to get Bhakti-lata Bij from the real spiritual master, like devotees have gotten here. Some devotees have got it. See, the Bhakti-lata Bij comes in and bears fruit. See, then you see the Lord through your ears. See, it awakens devotion in the heart. That's the Lord. See, that's the devotion aspect, the love. See, and the Lord is the word, the conclusive word. Then you love these words. You love the words of devotees. You want to talk about them. You want to glorify them. You want to preach them to others and liberate souls. Whoever develops faith in your preaching is they automatically become qualified to understand this transcendental science. Otherwise not. That's why you see Johann was here 6 years. Madhusudan was here 6 years, but they never came to the point of faith in Guru. It was all a pretense, especially with Johann, because he was saying, "Oh, glories to my Guru Dev," and blah 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 blah. But all it was blah 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 blah. We see he doesn't have any faith. See, therefore, he's not qualified to understand the transcendental science. So thank you for your example there, Johann. You'll help many people. Isn't that apparent? But look at Lalita Govinda. They do understand the transcendental science. They relish deep, real awakening and taste for transcendental mellows, taste for the name and the pastime quality. You see that, right? Because they have real, sincere faith in Guru. See, their foundation is not bewilderment like the speculators like Johann. If you can see this will help you get confidence in the real path. The highest truth is being preached here. What is the highest truth? Chapter 1 in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second verse. The highest truth is reality. This reality you're hearing right here. This is how you see it. If you listen attentively, you get purified and you'll see and perceive this reality. Distinguished from illusion. The illusion is that, Johann, what path he's following. And when you get that, wow, this is the real path. See? I do have the real. Nobody speaks like this person. And nobody, because that's the way it is. If a person's really empowered by Krishna, you're going to get the clearest teaching. You're going to get the most logical teaching, the most reasonable teaching, the most potent teachings that blow away all the ignorance, man. By their word, ignorance is destroyed. Doubts are destroyed if you're really attentively listening and not taking notes. From them ecstatic preeminence. All that you see here, therefore you can be confident. Wow, man, that word in that song book written by Narottam from deep revelation is actually in living form now. I actually see and understand now. I see a person from them ecstatic preeminence and their word. Oh man, it destroys all the ignorance in my way. I didn't know that before because my gurus were supposed to represent that, but they didn't. Acharya Dev didn't buy from him ecstatic preeminence. You see it from Acharya Dev? Have you seen it in Narayan Raj? I didn't see it. Do you see it in any of those gurus? I don't see it in Radhanath. You see a word like this because of ecstatic preeminating? You see it in the Radhakund Babajis? No. You see it in any of the followers? No. But you see it in Lalita. See? You see it in Govinda and other devotees here. You see it in Guru. Therefore, they are faithful. They come to the point of their foundation is not bewilderment. It's in the real truth is the foundation. Therefore, automatically, they're qualified to understand. Look at Lalita's preaching. She said, and Govinda also, they're relishing all these beautiful books and getting realization after realization, insight after insight. Why? Because of faith on the foundation of Guru Tattva. Chapter 1. Why is Chaitanya Charitamrita's postgraduate, Prabhupada said? You can't jump over chapter 1. That's the foundation to relish all the other chapters. Because you can only by transcendental awakened taste can you do that. And when you have faith in Guru, you'll have that awakening. You'll feel it, man. You'll be changed, man. You'll be transformed. Of these, man has the greatest power of discernment. For this reason, some people call man the master of all living and non-living entities. And so the masters right now is man. Sometimes you got the demons. The trickiest demons, become masters by tricks and by deception and by lies. Sometimes the demigods, the good people, by morals and by austerities and by renunciation, they get powerful and fasting. See, they become the master. The men, people in the world respect that. After they lose faith in believing in the demons' lies and all that stuff. And then they turn their attention to the demigods. See, master of man. But ultimately, who is meant to be the real master? See, this is what Jesus started. Yeah, the real master is the spirit, and the real spirit is God's spirit. See, and then it masters you, and you master the spirit by this awakened relationship. And then this becomes your master, and then you teach something that the demigods and demons cannot teach by their examples. You teach how the Lord can master you, and you can master the Lord. And therefore, whoever is called to come into this association, you can teach people that too. And that becomes your master. And the Lord becomes, is mastered because you got real devotion awakened. And then this is the highest realization, highest treasure, greatest truth in this universe. See, and this is meant to master men, all men. This is Isaiah, his prophecy. A zillion years ago, he prophesies there'll be a time when nobody will need to be taught about God. They will know that. Just like Guru knows, just like Jesus knew, just like Lord Chaitanya knew, Nityananda knew. You will be like that. And we're very close for many people, or at least some people. Some people here already know that Lord and getting to know him more and more and more, which goes on forever, by the way, so you never get bored. This is why, you're here to teach Guru Tattva. When you're empowered, you're here to teach Guru Tattva. If they don't get Guru Tattva, then they will not understand these deeper subjects. See, when they develop faith in Guru, then they will, like yourselves. Okay, so that they're very important to preach about that. Otherwise, like some devotees here, they want to jump over Guru because they didn't get it about Guru Tattva. So we need to really emphasize Guru Tattva here. Otherwise, their foundation of what they even hear here, they won't be really understanding it. Like for Tom, I'll know that you understand that when the glories of Guru come from your mouth. I mean, strongly, powerfully, from realization. Otherwise, you're just jumping over into a higher level than you're qualified for. This is the path for everybody, Tom. These gurus have done the same thing by jumping into the position of guru before they had sufficient siksha and purification. Narayan Raj included, from what I see, they jumped into that position before they were, and it shows no ecstatic prema emanating and no conclusive word coming from it. They teach often the opposite. Narayan Raj teaches the opposite of the real path, man. I'll prove it. Anybody, from that group, you want to come here, you got to understand it this way. This you can compare this teaching with him, with Narayan Raj's or Radhakund Babaji's, and you'll see this is more in alignment than theirs. See, alignment in the vision of revealed scripture. This is like the scripture says, chapter 1 of Adi Lila. If you have the real mercy of Lord Chaitanya, that's the love of Krishna, life's ultimate goal. See? Then you will present the real pastimes of Krishna, the real philosophy of Krishna consciousness in the vision of the revealed scriptures. See, that's what you'll get here. You got to get purified, of things, first. Don't you guys have anything you want to, a good way is you can sit and see what's coming up for you. Anything. How is this impacting you? Let me see, maybe on Facebook or something. Oh, Tarun is here. Yeah, I have to see on Facebook your comments. My mind is letting go of many things for this focus. Otherwise, it distracts my own best interest. Yeah. Intense ecstasy. Too much pressure. Take shelter here. Real fruits of the spirit. Yeah. See, that's great. That's Since the Lord does not have the gross form as possessed by material objects, he cannot be perceived by our material senses because of this attribute. He is called formless in the Vedas. See that? So in the Vedas, they call the Lord formless. That's actually lack of realization. He just has no material body. I mean, he can take on a material body, but it's still spiritual. Just like if you meet a real devotee, their body is actually transformed into spiritual substance. See, in that sense, in their word, it's through the word, through their ecstasy, through their devotional taste. See, so it doesn't have a gross form as possessed by material objects. See, his form is the word. See, in the beginning was the word was with God, the word was God. But you have to be awakened. You cannot, if you just have material senses awakened, you can't perceive that. That's why you got to come by association with real devotees whose transcendental taste is awakened. There's the only way. It's through those devotees, like the verse says in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Through those devotees, and only through those devotees. Not through gurus whose transcendental taste is not awakened. They don't know the Lord yet. You cannot enter this path by speculation, or by speculation. Your preaching has been just what I needed today. Oh, good there, Sachin. Yeah, so if you come here, what you're going to do is you're going to be attracted to the spiritual object, the spiritual form of Krishna. What is that? Hare Krishna, man. Hare Krishna Ma mantra. Krishna's name, just Krishna. That's his form. But if you don't have ecstatic devotion, you cannot perceive it. That's why you got to come here, you got to hear, get purified. See? Realize, wow, the Vedas do teach this. Let me follow. Let me be an example of that. Naturally, you'll just, my guru, it's through my guru's word. I'm understanding the word of Krishna. With his word, the form of the Lord appears. See, but that only appears when you're attached to that word, when you love that word, when you love the real glorification of as it is truth. And you're finished with, like you realize, why do I need to go to a guru who hasn't realized Krishna? It becomes redundant. That the whole purpose of a spiritual master, they mastered spirit, they mastered Krishna. Krishna's mastered them. They have a transcendental relationship. It shows according to the book. Yeah. They have a spiritual relationship. It shows in their ecstatic, intimate feelings and their conclusive understanding of the Lord. And they preach that. And then the Lord becomes conceivable by their preaching, their realized preaching. When you have faith in the real devotee, when you have faith in this preaching. See, that's why you look and you check it. You see, I repeat these verses. Look, some people are still working on getting faith in Guru, right? So why should I stop preaching and repeating the same message until they get it, till they hear it and really hear it, really hearing it and real sinking deep inside. See, and then the Spirit awakens in you. This is what Jesus said. His followers ran away, but they heard and got purified. He said, you'll all recover. So just go and pray, and the Spirit will come upon you, and you will be my witnesses. So it is. He is called formless in the Vedas. Even the Vedas is the Upanishads, that kind of Vedas. They speak of God as kind of impersonal, like an energy, he's formless and all that stuff. But it doesn't understand this. The form of the Lord is that's why Lord Chaitanya said this. That the book is God's form in the form of a book. Not any book. The conceptions of Srimad Bhagavatam are the absolute truth, meant to be spoken by a devotee Bhagavat. That vibration, it purifies you so that you can understand these conceptions. But you have to have everything on a solid foundation of Guru, man. Fernando, this way of living devotion is the thing. I cannot go back to dry chanting, intellectual approaches, rituals, or devotional social conventionalism. What does that have to compare with chanting with tears and feelings? Exactly. Even if they are only a few rays. Thank you, Gohari. You are the best gift in the three worlds. Yes. Yeah, well, this is the path, man. It's a great path. It's the best path. Quick realization of the spiritual world. Material objects have only a material form. On the other hand, conscious living entities have Chaitanya Swarup, a conscious spiritual form. Human beings, although they are ultimately spiritual entities, have a material body originally. See, again, so we have a spiritual form, but it's dormant. We don't relate to it. But the real devotee does. The real devotee relates to the transcendental form of the Lord. See, he has relation. You come into this association, you also get a relation. You become part of the family. See, but you got, again, you have to develop firm faith in Guru Devs, in the Guru here, and firm faith in the real Vaishnavas here, who show the example of faith in Guru. What else? We got to preach this, otherwise people will not get into the kingdom. You can't just get in on your own strength. So you got to become the verses. To those who have equal faith in Guru and Krishna, the purports of the Vedas are automatically revealed. The deep esoteric truths are automatically revealed. See? But if you don't, you may have faith in Krishna, but if you don't have faith in the Guru that Krishna provides you, and if they're really real, you're not getting a fake one, the imposter one. He gives you a real one. See, then see you when you actualize that becomes part of your experience. You have faith in Krishna and you have faith in the bona fide representative, Krishna in the form of guru, then automatically you start understanding all these things and relishing them, tasting them, just like Lalita and Govinda and some others here. Okay, I'm going to stop here. It's getting a little bit late for some people. And is anybody here? Yeah, you guys are overseas. Yeah, that's enough for me. I got to stop talking a little bit. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. Oh, an hour and 20 minutes already. Wow. Okay, I hope you enjoyed everything. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories Srila Prabhupada, Jesus Christ, and all the intimate associates of the Lord. See you soon.